Very good morning, everyone. So let's start with the practice sessions for TDS chapter. TDS, and then we'll be doing TCS and advanced text also. Today, mostly TDS. So we'll be doing TDS chapter for next 3 days, including today. So mostly I'll be discussing TDS today. So this is from your study material, page number 7.6, illustration number 1. It says that Mr. A is an employer. So A is an employer, pays gross salary including allowances and monetary perquisites amounting rupees 7,30,000 to his general manager. So this is the salary which we are paying to our general manager, 730. Besides, the employer provides him non-monetary perquisites. Non-monetary perquisites are perquisites in kind. Let's say rent-free accommodation, motor car facility, or any other perquisites, which is non-monetary perquisites in kind, whose value is estimated as 1,20,000. So these were salary, allowances, and monetary perquisites were 730. Non-monetary perquisites is 120. The total salary which we are giving to this guy is 8,50,000 rupees. No doubt about it. Now, the general manager is exercising the option of shifting out of the default tax regime. He is following optional regime. Please tell me if he is following optional regime. Under salary, we give standard deduction 50,000 or 75,000. 50 or 75? 50,000. Agree na? So 50,000 under optional regime. In default regime, we give the standard deduction 75,000 under salary. Okay. What is the tax implication in the hands of Mr. A, the employer, and the employer of Mr. A, the employer, and the general manager, the employee? So they are asking about the tax implications. So obviously, see, for the general manager, it is a salary income. So he has to pay taxes on his salary. But what is the tax implication on the hands of employer? Employer has to deduct TDS. So we understand. If you remember the section number, then it's fine. But generally, I would recommend that you should know the section number of 3 chapters, which I often tell you regarding TDS. You should know the sections number. Try to learn the sections number. That is the reason I've asked you to make a table also. So TDS you should know. Then you should know chapter 6A, 80C to 80U sections number, and capital gain exemptions. Capital gains exemption 54, 54B, 54EC, 54F, 54D. That's okay. But these are the 3 chapters which I generally tell you that you should remember the section number. Okay. Even if you don't remember, that's completely fine. Marks will not be deducted, but if you remember, it would be beneficial for you. You will be able to relate it better. Now, what is the tax implication in the hands of Mr. A, the employer? They have to deduct TDS. They have to deduct TDS. So their section number is 192. So please remember with me, the section number of salary is 192. Now, if somebody will ask me that what is the rate? Generally, we understand then in most of the sections we have rate of TDS. Somewhere we have 10%, somewhere we have 30% also, somewhere we have 1%, 2%, 5% also. So what is the rate of TDS under salary? So under the head salary,
Average rate.
correct.
Average
Very,
rate.
very nice. So we don't have a specific rate. We have the average rate. Average rate means that it depends upon your salary income. It depends on your tax liability. And according to that, we deduct the taxes. So first of all, we need to compute his salary and how much is his taxes. According to that, we can tell that this is the average rate. So everybody, please do with me illustration number 1. TDS. So his computation of total income and tax liability of general manager, assessment year 25-26. He's following optional regime. So what he's receiving, just the salary income. So he's receiving basic salary, allowances, and perquisites. Salary, allowances, and monetary perquisites it was given to us 7,30,000, no? 730. 7,30,000 he is receiving. He is also receiving non-monetary perquisites. $120. So his gross salary is
8,50,000.
correct, 850 minus standard deduction 50. This is his salary income. And there is no other income in this question. There is no deductions. So this will become our total income. 8 lakh. Now, he is following optional regime. The age is not mentioned over here, so we'll assume that this assessee is not a senior citizen. So text one above, it does not have any special income. So the tax would be at slab rate, and the slab rate would be on first 2.5 lakh nil, on next 2.5 lakh at rate of 5%, 12,500, and next 3 lakh here, because 5 lakh we have already covered, 8 lakh is the total income. So on 3 lakh, it would be 20%.
72,500.
And we understand that salary is one of that section of TDS 192, that here we deduct TDS with including cess. So 4% would be the cess.
2,900, sir.
2,900. So it would be 75,400. This is his tax liability. 75,400. So now his TDS will be deducted. So just leave 2-3 lines. And now Mr. A, the employer, is required to deduct the TDS. Mr. A is required to deduct the TDS. How much? Under section 192 of rupees, whatever is your tax liability, it will be deducted by the employer, 75,400 in this year. If we say per month, from per month salary, how much he will be deducting, it would be 75,400 divided by 12.
6,283.
Correct. 6283.3. He would be deducting this amount from his salary. If you want to give in percentage, that what is the average rate of tax? So what is the average rate of tax? How we calculate the average rate? We see that how much is
Tax
the tax.
liability divided by total income into 100.
Very nice. So it is tax liability. Very good. So average rate of tax is 75,400 divided by total income. The total income is 8 lakh. So on 8 lakh, the taxes are coming as 75,400 into 100.
9.425%.
9.425%.
425%.
So this is the average rate of tax. So they are asking that what is the implications, tax implications on Mr. A. So Mr. A is supposed to deduct TDS at rate of 9.425%. And for the employee, his tax liability is 75,400 minus TDS under section 192. His 75,400 will be deducted in total every month it is getting 6,200 something. In total, 75,400 would be deducted by the employer. So he has to pay. His tax payable would be nil. Correct? Let me know if you have done this. Good. Now, sometimes this is what you have to answer. But sometimes they can also ask you that if the employer is saying, employer is taking the responsibility that I will deduct the tax, I will bear the tax, actually, I'll bear the burden of the tax on non-monetary perquisites. So you know that this particular phrase, tax on non-monetary perquisites, we have done in PGBP. So sometimes, so I'm just, they have not although asked it in the question, but there might be some question like this. So what is the tax on non-monetary perquisites if the employer would like to bear it up? So this is something extra which I'm writing. You can also write. So if employer says to bear the burden of tax on non-monetary perquisites, so if the employer says that I will bear the burden of tax on non-monetary perquisites, so how much tax he will bear? So it is simple. We have the average rate and we have the non-monetary perquisites also. The non-monetary perquisites were 1,20,000, right? So he will actually bear this amount. So tax on non-monetary perquisite is equal to non-monetary perquisites into average rate of tax.
310, sir.
So it would be 1,20,000 into 9.425%. How much you were saying?
11,310.
11,310 rupees. Correct. 11,310. So he will bear this burden himself. And guys, please remember, if the employer is saying, okay, I will bear this burden myself, whether it is allowed as a business expense to the employer, the answer is no. In PGBP, we have done. Please remember your PGBP point also. Under section 40 small a, please write it. You will remember under section 40 small a, when employer bears the burden of tax on non-monetary perquisites. So this is mentioned under section 40 small a. In 40 small a, we have few points now. Whenever you are paying outside India, if you have not deducted the TDS on time, you have not deposited the TDS on time, 100% will be disallowed. If you have paid it to the resident on which TDS is required to be deducted, 30% will be disallowed. Income tax is not allowed. And one of the point was there, tax on non-monetary perquisite is not allowed. So whenever the employer bears the burden of tax on non-monetary perquisite, it is not allowed. It is not allowed as a business expense. Although I understand genuinely he is bearing this burden, January, it should be the business expense, but it is not allowed as a business expense. So we don't allow it. So guys, please do remember, let's say the question is of total income question or any other question, wherever you will see in the P&L account of the assessee that he is paying tax on non-monetary perquisites. So please don't allow it. 40 small a will not allow it. So in this case, if the employer bears the burden of tax on non-monetary perquisite, it is not allowed as business expense. And if he bears the burden also, then how much TDS he will deduct? See, his tax liability of the employees 75,400, including the non-monetary perquisites. See, we have included the non-monetary perquisites. This is my income, then this is my total income, and this is the tax. So if the employer says, okay, I will bear the burden of this tax on non-monetary perquisites, okay, you bear it. It will not be allowed to you. That is the second thing. Now, how much is the TDS, guys? What do you think that how much is the TDS? See, 75,400 is a total tax, right? And this amount has been deducted out of it as a tax on non-monetary perquisite, which is borne by the employer. So how much is the TDS? Then TDS per month would be, see, 75,400 is the total tax, out of which 11,310 I will subtract. Why? Because he has already deducted as a tax on non-monetary perquisite. Actually, he has borne the burden. So for employee, he will not deduct 75,400. He will reduce 11,310 from that and divided by 12. Guys, have you understood this point also?
3,340.8.
So it is correct. Rupees 5,340 rupees 0.8. You can say, okay. So this is the amount of TDS. But my question is that have you all understood that why I have done this?
Yes, sir.
Good. Everyone, Vignesh, Bala, Sugandha, got it? Smriti?
Sir.
Good. Because see, out of the total tax, he is bearing 11,000. So he is saying 11,310 I will give. It is on me. Okay, if it is on you, happy enough. So employee is happy. So he will say, now my TDS has been reduced. So out of 75,400, 11,310 his employer is paying. I'm more than happy. So my TDS amount will be reduced. Okay. Let us proceed. Have you done this, guys?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
let us proceed to the next illustration. Okay, good illustration, quite important illustration. This type of questions generally comes in examinations. Illustration number 2. It says, examine the TDS implications under section 194A. 194A is other interest. See, 194 is interest on securities. So let's say, for example, you have purchased securities, you have purchased debentures, you have purchased bonds. And when you receive the interest, let's say you have purchased the bonds of Reliance, you have purchased the bonds of Infosys. So whenever these companies, Reliance, Infosys, they will be giving you interest on debentures, they will be deducting the TDS under section 194, just 194. But if it is other interest, if you are getting other interest from where you are getting, let's say, for example, you have it is not on securities, other than securities. So any interest which is other than securities, let's say you have deposited the money in bank. So the bank is giving you interest. Bank has not issued you any securities. They have just have taken your money, deposited your money, and they are paying you interest. So that is 194A, quite important section for examination. Or it could be any other interest also. Let's say, for example, you have given a loan to a partnership firm. That partnership firm is giving you interest. So whether the partnership firm has issued you securities, no, they have not issued you securities. So that is other than securities. So interest other than securities is 194A. We understand in 194A, the TDS rate is, do you remember the TDS rate of 194A?
10%, sir.
Very nice. 10%. It is 10% is the TDS rate under section 194A. And threshold limit. Threshold limit is, if anyone remembers, please do tell me. Otherwise, I'll tell you.
40,000 and 50,000 in senior citizens.
Very nice. So if this interest you are getting from banks, financial institutions, etc., then it would be 40,000 or 50,000. The threshold limit is 40,000 generally. So let's say if I'm getting it from a bank, so if I'm getting up till 40,000 only or less than 40,000, TDS, the bank will not deduct the TDS. But if it is going more than 40,000, then the bank will deduct the TDS on the entire amount. Let's say they are giving me 45,000. So 10% they will deduct on 45,000, 4,500. But if the person who is getting the interest is a resident senior citizen, then 50,000 is the limit. Very nice. And in case I am getting interest other than banks, financial institution, etc., then 5,000 is the limit. Very nice. Then 5,000 is the limit. Very good. Now, guys, this bank, if let's say mostly bank interest will come in examinations. So let's say if a bank has different branches, let's say it is one bank, but it has different branches. So it will be taken as one bank only. So we will consolidate all the interest which are getting from different branches. But if it is different bank altogether, let's say one is SBI, other is PNB, next is Canara Bank. So in that case, we can't club the interest of different banks. So it is only one bank, all branches can be clubbed. Now, examine the TDS implications under 194A in the cases mentioned therein. First is on 1/10/2024, on 1st October 2024, Harish made a 6 months fixed deposit of 10 lakh rupees at a rate of 9% per annum with ABC Cooperative Bank. The fixed deposit matures on 31st March 2025. So now this is the question. That's it. Now you have to examine the TDS implications under 194A, whether the 194A TDS implications would be here or not, will be applicable or not. So let's say this guy has deposited on 1st October. He's your client. He is saying to you that, sir, I have deposited on 1st October and it is for 6 months. How much he has deposited? 10 lakh rupees. So 10 lakh into 9% for 6 months. I believe it is 45,000 rupees.
Yes, sir.
So 10 lakh into 9%, 90,000 for the year, but he has deposited on for 6 months from October till March. So it would be 45,000 rupees. So whether the TDS implications would be there, the answer is yes. So the bank, when they will be giving this interest to him, they will be deducting, because since this amount is more than 40,000 rupees, so the TDS will be deducted. So how you should write it? Your answer should have the threshold limit. Your answer should have a rate of TDS, and your answer should have the amount of TDS also. I'm again repeating. Your answer of TDS. Generally, these are the types of questions which the format is almost the same. These are the types of question which is asked, and as a separate question. Generally, every examination, last 5, 6 paper, if you will pick it up, every time you will find this type of format of the question of TDS of 5 to 6 marks. Then uh, your question should contain, I'm again repeating, your question should contain the threshold limit. Your question should contain the, even if you don't remember the section number, so here it is mentioned, then it's fine. If you don't remember the section number, that is okay. But threshold limit you should know, the rate of TDS you should know, and then if you know the threshold limit, rate of TDS, obviously amount of TDS you will be able to calculate. So in this case, how we'll be writing it, illustration number 2. A part. As per section 194A, TDS on interest at rate of 10% shall be deducted if the amount of interest, or if the interest exceeds rupees 40,000. So see, two things you have already mentioned. 10% you have mentioned, threshold limit you have mentioned. In this case, the interest is rupees 10 lakh into 9% for 6 months. Therefore, TDS amount is 45,000 into 10%. Let me know once done. I believe everybody understood this. Done, guys? Now let's come to the second part. Done now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Second part says on 1 6 on 1 6 2024, Ganesh made 3 9 months fixed deposit. These are 3 fixed deposits. So 3 FDs your client is making. Each is of 9 months of rupees 3 lakh each. So this guy has 9 lakh rupees. So 3 lakh, 3 lakh, 3 lakh he has deposited. Carrying interest of 9% per annum with Dwarka branch, Janakpuri branch, and Rohini branch of XYZ Bank. So the bank is one. The branches are different, so there is no issues. The bank is not different. The bank is XYZ Bank only, but they are actually depositing in different branches. A bank which has adopted CBS. CBS is centralized banking system. Centralized. Now every bank has CBS, actually centralized banking system. Even they would not have given this to us. We understand today that all the branches will be clubbed together. So 3 FD matures on 28th of February 2025. So now they are asking us, what are they asking? See, they are asking us examine the TDS implications under 194A in this scenario. So now we have to see that how much interest he is getting. If this interest is not more than 40,000, then no TDS. But if it is more than 40,000, it would be TDS. So there are on every FD. So 3 lakh is one FD. The rate of interest is 9%. And it is for 9 months. So 9 by 12. How much it is, guys?
20,000.
20,250. Is it? This is the
Yes, sir.
interest from one FD. From one branch this much, second branch, third branch into three. Obviously, it is going some 60,750.
Yes, sir.
So, which is more than 40,000 rupees. Since this is also more than 40,000 rupees, so we have to deduct the TDS. So, the bank will deduct TDS at a rate of 10% on this interest. So, 10% of 60,750, 6075. Please, how you will be writing it? Okay, since you have already given to the examiner, so there is no problem. There is actually no point in writing this provision again and again because you have already given 194A provision. Now he knows that student is aware of the provision of 194A. Now in the B part, in this case, the amount of interest is 3 lakh into 9%. Na? Yes, 9%. 3 lakh into 9% per annum into 9 months from one FD into three FDs. There are three such FDs. So total it is 60,750. You have to mention that different branches of one bank to be clubbed. We'll club all the different branches. Since the interest is more than rupees 40,000, therefore TDS will be interest 6750 into TDS rate 10%, 6075. Let me know once done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Third one, on 1/10/2024, 1st October 24, Rajesh started a 6 months recurring deposit of 2 lakh per month. 2 lakh per month. What is recurring deposit? RD. Recurring deposit is whenever you deposit at a regular interval of time and you keep on depositing it. Generally, it is per month. So his per month, he started a RD of rupees 2 lakh per month at 8% per annum with PQR Bank. The recurring deposits mature on 31st March 2025. So what he has done is he has started depositing rupees 2 lakh every month. This is a recurring deposit, and he started it on 1st October, and it will mature on 31st March 2025. Now, what we need to calculate the interest, that how much interest the bank will give to him when this RD will mature. So see, he has deposited in the month of October. So October, he has deposited 2 lakh rupees. He started, when we start our FD, we deposit, first of all, we deposit, then our RD will be started. So on 1st October 24, 2 lakh will be deposited. And this will mature on 31st March 2025. So this amount will be deposited with the bank for how many months? From October till March. That is 6 months. October, November, December, January, February, March. So this 2 lakh will be deposited for 6 months. Then because it is recurring deposit, every month he is depositing it. So in the month of November also, on 1st November also, he will deposit 2 lakh rupees. And this amount, which is deposited in the month of November, you understand that it will mature on 31st March. So this amount is deposited for 5 months. And again in the month of December, he will deposit 2 lakh, 1st December, 1st January, 1st February, 1st March. So actually he will deposit 6 times, 2 lakh, 2 lakh, 2 lakh per month. And this money will be deposited, this 2 lakh for 6 months, this 2 lakh for 5 months, this 2 lakh for 4 months, this 2 lakh for 3, 2, 1, and so on. Then you have to calculate that how much is the total interest the bank is giving to them. Everybody is getting it? Should I explain it again, or you got it?
Got it, sir.
Very good.
Got it, sir.
Very good. So how we'll be depositing it? So I believe that it will be more than, so let us calculate the interest, whether it is getting more than 40,000 or not. C point. In this case, the recurring deposit is rupees 2 lakh per month, starting from 1st October 2024 and matures on 31st March 2025. So my first deposit, your first installment, deposit month. So in October 24, November 24, December 24, January 25, February 25, and March 25. Every month, I'm depositing 2 lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees, 2 lakh, 2 lakh, 2 lakh, 2 lakh. The interest will be, what is the rate of interest he is getting? 8%. The interest would be 2 lakh into 8%. And for how many months? This is for from October, 1st October till 31st March, 6 months. This would be 2 lakh into 8% into 5 months. 2 lakh into 8% into 4 months. 2 lakh into 8% into 3 months. 2 lakh into 8% into 2 months. 2 lakh into 8% into 1 month. He must have deposited on 1st March, 31st March it will actually mature. So 2 lakh 8% for 1 month divided by
96,000.
the total amount.
First one.
First one, Arun, 2 lakh 8% for 6 months divided by 12 into 6.
8,000.
It will be 8,000.
8,000.
Right. 8,000. I think we can do this now. 8,000 for 6 months. For 3 months, you just do the half of it. Right. You have to actually save your time. For 6 months, it is 8. For 3 months, it would be 4. And for 1 month, just divide by 3. 4,000 divided by 3. 1333. It would be 1333. For 2 months, I'll make it double. 2667. And for 4 months, 2 months is 2667. I'll make the double 5333. Are you all getting it? How I'm doing it? For 5
Yes,
months,
sir.
5 months, I will do the total of these 3 and 2. 6667. Right? So just do the total.
28,000, sir.
28,000
Yes, sir.
total interest. No TDS in this case. Why? Because it is not going beyond 40. In this case, or you can write here, the interest earned is not more than the threshold limit of rupees 40,000. Therefore, no TDS shall apply. So in this case, there will be no TDS. Let me know once done.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, let us come to the next illustration. Illustration number 3. ABC Limited makes the following payment to X a contractor. So whenever there is a contract, you understand, whenever there is the word of contractor, we have in mind section 194C. For 194C related to your business contract, which is related to your business. And who is the TDS deductor? Any person could deduct TDS except individual or HUF, who are small individual or HUF. But please don't use this word small or big in your examination. So TDS can be deducted by any person other than individual or HUF. However, if this individual or HUF turnover of the last year is more than 1 crore in case of business, and if they are doing profession more than 50 lakh, then they are also required to deduct TDS 194C. Are you able to recall this provision? So
Yes, sir.
194C, see, first of all, 194C is not for personal contract. So let's say, for example, you are giving a contract to, let's say, a builder or construction or a contractor to get your house constructed. That is a personal in nature. 194C is not for personal things. Second thing, it is for business nature. And second thing, any person, if it is a company, they will deduct the TDS. If the company is giving the contract, if the partnership firm is giving the contract, they will deduct the TDS. Partnership firm, company, their turnover of the last year is more than 1 crore, more than 50 lakh, does not matter. Because they have to deduct the TDS. They will always be the TDS deductor. the turnover we have to see. So sometimes the examiner will actually confuse you that the turnover of the partnership firm, turnover of the company is not more than 1 crore in the last year. Doesn't matter. Company has to deduct TDS. Partnership firm has to deduct the TDS. AOP, BOI has to deduct the TDS. Anyone other than individual HUF has to deduct the TDS irrespective of their turnover. Okay. Second thing, if it is individual or HUF, they are giving a contract for the related to the business. So it depends whether they are big or small, and the parameter is their last year turnover. So if the individual last year turnover, say if the current year turnover is more than 1 crore, does not matter. Current year we will not see. We'll see the last year turnover. So even sometime examiner will give you this information that the current year turnover is more than 1 crore, but of the individual, and the last year turnover is not more than 1 crore. So no TDS, guys. So now you don't have to deduct the TDS. Okay. So 194C, you understand that who will deduct the TDS. Then what is the threshold limit over here? 30,000 rupees for a single contract. For the single contract, if any contract which is more than 30,000 rupees, then TDS will apply. And any other threshold limit also for multiple contracts?
1
1
lakh.
lakh, sir.
Very nice. So if a single contract is more than 30, then TDS will apply. But if the contract is not more than 30, but you are giving multiple contract to the same contractor. So first I have given a contract of 25,000, then I have given a contract of 29,000. Every time I'm giving less than 30,000, but in total, multiple contracts, the threshold limit is 1 lakh rupees, then TDS will be deducted. Then what is the rate of TDS in 194C? What is the rate of TDS, guys?
Individual
Percentage.
1%,
Individual
other
HUF 1
individual
percentage, others
Others
are 2
2%.
percentage, sir.
Correct. So we have the TDS rate of 1% also and 2% also. So it depends the who is the receiver, not the payer, not the payer. Who is the receiver? That contractor. Who is he? If that contractor, the receiver is individual or HUF, then obviously 1%. In case of other, the contractor, we have given a contract to someone. Let's say advertisement contract, any other catering contract, any other job work contract. So if we have given a contract to someone and that someone is a company, that someone is a partnership firm, then 2%. If that someone means the contractor, if that is an individual or HUF, then 1%. Correct? Okay. There is in contract, there is one more section, 194M. 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 Actually, 194M is a combination of 194C, 194H, 194J. But let us understand with respect to 194C. So 194M is a TDS provision where it is applicable to if the deductor is individual or HUF who are not covered in 194C. So they have 194M. So let's say who are not covered in 194C. See, everybody other than individual or HUF is covered in 194C. Companies are covered in 194C. Partnership firms are covered in 194C. But 194M, individual or HUF who are small, let's say whose turnover of the last year is not more than 1 crore in case of business, not more than 50 lakh in case of profession. So those individual or HUF can deduct TDS under 194M. Or also, let's say this individual has no turnover in the last year. Let's say he is a salaried SSE or he has any other income, not business. So that person is also not covered in 194C. So those individual or HUF are covered in 194M. So 194M says that if you are such an individual or HUF who are not covered in 194C, so might be you are giving a personal contract because 194C was telling your business contract. So might be it is a personal contract. So you are not covered in 194C. Or might be your turnover is less. Or might be you don't have even a turnover. You are a salaried SSE individual. And you are giving a contract to someone. And the total amount of the contract, the total amount which you are paying, what is the threshold limit, guys, if you remember? For 194M?
50 lakh.
Aggregate 50 lakhs, sir.
Very good. Aggregate 50 lakh rupees. Aggregate 50 lakh rupees. And if a very high amount, 50 lakh rupees. And if you remember, I have told you in the classes that actually why government came out with these provisions. Government would like to target the high value transactions. So let's say, for example, there is a CEO of the company. So he is a salaried person. He is not having any turnover, but he is giving a contract to someone to build his house. And it is let's say 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crore he is paying. So he should also deduct the TDS. So the high value transaction. So if you are giving the total amount in aggregate is 50 lakh rupees, then TDS will be deducted. Okay. What rate? Tell me the TDS rate. And any idea?
Sir, before 1st October to 24,
Correct,
it's
correct.
5%, sir.
So
After 1st October, 2%.
very nice, Manu. So you all know it. It's good that you are remembering these rates. So because there are few sections where from the middle of the year, that is 1st October, there is a change in the rates. Generally, most of the sections which are 5% earlier, they made it 2%. So generally, this was the change. So it was, if you are deducting the TDS before 1st October, then 5%. But if you are deducting the TDS after 1st October, so it would be 2%. So generally, they have reduced the rate 2%. They have reduced it. So mostly, wherever there was 5%, they have made it 2. Not in all, but most of the sections they have made 5 to 2. Okay, very nice. Now, ABC Limited makes a payment to the following contractor. Please tell me, ABC Limited is making 194C or 194M?
194C.
194C. 194M is only for individual RHUF who are not covered in 194C. So it is 194C. ABC Limited is making the following payment to X, a contractor, for contract work during the year previous year 24-25. On 1st May 2024, they are making a payment to the contractor 20,000 rupees. Guys, I believe that the single contract is not more than 30. So no TDS will be there on 1st May 2024. We will not deduct any TDS. Okay. On 1/8/2024, we are making 25,000 rupees payment. Again, the aggregate is not going 1 lakh because last time we have made how much? 20,000. 20. 25 here, the aggregate is 45 only, and the single contract is not going beyond 30. Next one, 28,000. 45 was there, 28 here, 73. Here the cumulative amount is coming as 73, and we have made the payment of a single contract less than 30,000. No TDS here as well. Why? Neither of the contract is going more than 30. Aggregate is also, as of now, is the cumulative amount is also not now going more than 1 lakh rupees. Now on 1/3/2025, on 1st March 2025, a payment of 30,000 is due to Mr. X. So we have to pay on account of the contract work. So we are actually now will be paying, or it is getting due. So you understand 194C is due or due at the time of payment or at the time of credit, whichever is earlier. You don't have to worry about this. Simply, if it is getting due also, you have to deduct the TDS. So 30,000, although the single payment, the single contract payment is not going beyond 30. But if you will see the aggregate, so here till here it was 73 plus 30. Now it is going to 1,03,000 in total. So now on 1st March 2025, you will deduct the TDS. You will deduct the TDS on 1st March 2025. 1,03,000 rupees. Okay. So this is ABC Limited. ABC Limited, because the aggregate is beyond 1 lakh now, and they are making a payment to Mr. X. Please tell me, 1% or 2%?
1%.
Because the receiver, so it depends on the receiver. It does not depend on the payer. It depends on the receiver. If this receiver is individual or HUF, then 1%. So 1% we will deduct the TDS. And how much it would be? On 1,03,000 into 1%, correct, 1,030, 1,030 would be the TDS amount. So discuss whether ABC Limited is liable to deduct tax at source under 194C from the payment made to X. The answer is yes. We are supposed to make the payment. We are supposed to deduct the TDS 1,030 from the last payment. So on 1st March 2025, we are supposed to deduct the TDS. So I believe that you will be able to do this. Guys?
Yes, sir.
Should we write it or you can do this?
Yes, sir.
Understood now?
We can do it.
Okay. 4 is not important. Okay. Guys, if you are giving this 4th is actually regarding the transport operators. So you understand, if you are giving a contract to a transport operator, and if the transport operator furnishes you a declaration that he furnishes you his PAN number and also a declaration that I don't own more than 10 goods vehicle during the year. At any time during the year, I don't own more than 10 goods vehicle. Then in that case, TDS will not be there. Do you remember? Should I explain
Yes,
it? Should I explain it again? Okay, I'm repeating it. Just repeating it. So 194C says that whenever you are giving a contract, that contract can be an advertisement contract, that contract can be a job work contract, that contract can be any catering contract, any broadcasting contract, anything. So related to your business. So if you are giving a contract to a transporter, that you are giving a contract, boss, I have a factory here. Let's say I have a factory in Coimbatore and I would like to transport goods from Coimbatore to Ooty every now and then. And I'm giving you a contract for, let's say, 2 months, that you are having some trucks. You will be transporting my goods from Coimbatore to Ooty and almost on daily basis. Okay. So in that case, when you are giving a contract to someone, so if this is also a contract, and if that transporter is an individual HUF 1%, if that transporter is other than individual HUF, then 2%, if the threshold limit is getting exceeded. But let's say this transporter, goods transporters, give you a declaration that, sir, I'm giving my PAN number to you, and also I am giving a declaration in writing, undertaking in writing, that I'm a very small transporter. I own few trucks, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks I own. That's it. Not more than 10. Not more than 10. Then we will not deduct his TDS. Correct? But if he does not give a declaration, then we will deduct the TDS. And even if he does not furnish his PAN number also, so you understand there is a common provision that whenever a person does not furnish his PAN number, then the TDS rate would be, what would be? The rate,
20%.
the applicable rate, or 20%, whichever is higher, right? So in that case, if this person does not furnish his PAN number also, and in any other section also, generally it is the TDS applicable rate or 20%, whichever is higher. This was regarding to transporter. Okay. Moon TV, a television channel. Okay, I'll explain this. What is it actually? See, let's say, for example, there is a TV channel. Let's say, for example, Sun TV. Sun TV. They would like to telecast a show. Sun TV would like to telecast the show under their own name, Sun TV channel. So this TV channel would like to telecast a show. Let's say, for example, any show they would like to telecast, and they approach a production house. For example, they would like to telecast any web series. So any web series they would like to telecast in their channel under their name. They went to the production house. This production house is actually, they make web series. So let's say, for example, this production house has already made some series. And if they have already made some series and Sun TV approaches them that I need a web series, so they already will tell this channel that we already have 2-3 series. We already have 2-3 types of series. Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, Web Series 3. Just choose out of it and just pick it one, or just pick one out of it. So right now, are they actually making the web series as per the specifications of Sun TV, or it was a ready-made series? It was a ready-made series, means they have already made it. We are just purchasing those web series. We are just purchasing the right of this web series. So let's say, for example, they have already made some 3 series. Out of this, let's say web series number 2, they found it interesting and they purchases the right altogether, that now please give this web series to us. Guys, has they done any work for them? No, they have not done any work for them. They have actually sold their ready-made web series to them. So in that case, there would be no 194C implication, because 194C is what? It is related to a contract to someone. You are getting some work done from other. You're getting some work done from other. Here you have not done some, you have not get some work done from other. You have actually purchased their work. So in this case, there would be no 194C implications. So no TDS. But in case they went to the production house and they give the specifications that we want to actually telecast a show like KBC, like Kaun Banega Karodpati, and you actually make the format, and on this particular day this guest will come, this particular day this guest will come, and they are actually, these people are now working as per their specifications, and as per their specification they are now producing a customized web series or any other show. So in that case, 194C implications would be there. So it depends that whether they are selling their ready-made series, no 194C. But if they are actually producing, now they are actually producing a web series as per their specification, then 194C would be there. Everybody got it? Now,
Yes, sir.
now, Moon TV. In my case, it was Sun TV, so now it is Moon TV. Moon TV, a television channel, made payment of 50 lakh to a production house. Why they have made the payment? Let's see. For production of program for telecasting as per the specifications given by the channel. Please tell me, as per the specifications given by the channel, now they are actually will be producing the series. 194C will not be there, or it will be there?
It will be there.
It will be there. Correct? The copyright of the program is also transferred to the Moon TV. Once this series will be produced, it will be made. They will also actually give this series, the right of this series, to Moon TV. Means the copyright will be transferred. That's okay, whether the copyright is transferred or not, but they are actually making it as per the specification of the channel. So they are actually taking a contract for a work done. They are actually doing work for them. Would such payment be liable for TDS at source under 194C? Discussed. Then the answer is yes. It would be liable for 194C because they are actually producing this series as per the specifications of the TV channel. Also examine whether the provision of TDS at source under 194C would be attracted if the payment was made by Moon TV for acquisition of telecasting right of the content already produced by the production. So if they have already produced some ready-made series and we are now making a payment to them to acquire the right of that series, so here 194C will not be
No TDS.
applicable. Why? Because actually where would no TDS, correct, Aru? Because we are actually purchasing their ready-made content. It is not a work done. It is not a contract. So I think that you will be able to remember this. Okay, I think we can keep it till here today, and remaining will continue tomorrow. So I'm keeping it here till today, and remaining will continue tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys. See you tomorrow
Thank
at
you, sir.
7:30. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, everyone.